The most recent tracking from the Bureau of Meteorology does indicate that the area between Innisfail and Cardwell continues to be the most likely point where Cyclone Yasi will cross land sometime around 10 p.m. this evening. Gusts in the system are still being recorded at 290 kilometres an hour. This obviously continues to be a Category 5 cyclone, and all indications are that it is continuing to head in the same direction across the coast. The Bureau has dropped their warning in the northern limit of their warning. It was originally most of today at Cape Melville. It's down to Cape Flattery. That means that places like Lockhart River are now out of that danger zone and out of the warning area. The Bureau will from now on do hourly updates on their tracking and their modelling, and that will be available on their website. The system has now moved. You'll recall I told you that their monitoring station at Willis Island had been taken out. The system has now moved into the zone covered by the Cairns radar system, so they are now able to monitor it even more effectively, and they will be making hourly updates to the Bureau's website. The Bureau continues to hold grave concerns about the strength of this system for some time after it crosses the coast. It is anticipated that towns like Mount Surprise, Georgetown, Ainslie and Croydon could all see serious cyclonic activity from quite early tomorrow morning. Current predictions are that this system could still be at a Category 3 level and hit Georgetown at about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So just to get a sense of the size and strength and intensity of this system, 450 kilometres inland, more than 12 hours after it hits the coast, will still have Category 3 intensity. We are starting to see the first of what we expect to be a number of power outages. There are now more than 3,000 customers who have lost power in the Airlie Beach area. Now this of course is not in the high risk area, but they are experiencing winds of close just over the 80 kilometres an hour, and some power lines have already been taken down. So I think that gives you a sense that we've got more than 3,000 customers now out of electricity in Airlie Beach, and that's a very long way from the danger zone around the Cardwell and Innisfail areas. We expect that the number of customers coming off electricity will escalate dramatically over the next couple of hours as those wind gusts really start to accelerate. We are, on our best information, we have 10,680 people who are accommodated in more than 20 evacuation centres. The clear message now, however, is that no one should be leaving home now. The time for movement and evacuation has now passed. People should be sheltering in place wherever they are. We expect to see very dramatic acceleration of wind and wind gusts over the next couple of hours. Evacuation centres do not expect to see more people. It is now time, as I said, for all movement and evacuation to cease, and those messages have been going out in those local areas now for at least the last hour. I'm advised that the streets in all of these towns from Cairns to Townsville are now very, very quiet. Clearly we're now moving into the point where people are bunkering down in their homes. I know that many people have friends and loved ones in North Queensland, and all of us are trying to imagine what it must be like for them as they begin this process. For those who are getting into their bunkering down phase, I remind you that there are still things you can do to make this an easier process. If you haven't already filled your bathtub with water, please do so. You may need it for drinking purposes in the next couple of days. If you haven't already taped your windows, please take the time now to do so, and take with you into the room in which you intend to take shelter at the peak of this storm. Start taking things that will buffer the room: mattresses, doonas, raincoats. The other advice is make sure that you and your family have proper shoes on. You will need them when you are able eventually to go out of the house, and you may not be able to find them after that time. This is, I know, an incredibly frightening time. And for those of us who have friends and relatives in North Queensland, I know that you'll be very worried about them. Can I again reassure people everything that can be done to keep people safe is being done. Everything that can be done to make sure we are ready to hit the ground literally at the first available safe opportunity, is being done right now. We intend to be there from the very minute that it is possible to be there, to make sure that we can keep people as safe as possible in these very difficult circumstances. To all of those people who are listening, to all of those who are in their homes, can I say I know that you are now in the thoughts of every Australian, and I hope that you feel that as a great strength in the many hours that are ahead of you.